KQNY Radio News is supported by Heat Transfer Systems. They can be reached at 530-283-3665 for all HVAC needs including conventional, geothermal, ductless systems, and more. And Feather Financial, here to help with insurance, tax preparation, and accounting services. They're at 530-283-2341 and online at featherfinancial.com. Sierra Pacific Industries is committed to sustainable forest management and also supports KQNY Radio News. Information about career opportunities with SPI is available at 530-283-2820 and online at spi-ind.com/employment.
In partnership with the Plumas Sun, this is KQNY Radio News.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Tommy Miles. Plumas County Supervisors propose a 1% across-the-board sales tax, and the Beckwourth Peak Fire District wins an emergency equipment grant. Those stories and more on this edition of KQNY Radio News. The Plumas County Board of Supervisors has proposed a 1% countywide sales tax as a way to resolve a persistent gap between county spending and revenues. Wasting no time at their November 18th meeting, the supervisors directed County Counsel Josh Brechtel to prepare documents required to place a sales tax measure on the June 2026 ballot. Balancing the county budget without a deficit is the single most important action the county can take in the coming year, said Supervisor Mimi Hall. Her goal is to eliminate the deficit that annual budgets have carried for many years. It's about our survival, Hall said. We have to do something because the base amount of core operations that we spend every single year is outpacing the revenue that we have. The $175.3 million budget that the supervisors approved for the 25-26 fiscal year included a $6.2 million deficit. For 24-25, the deficit was $12.9 million. The trend is positive, Hall said, but it cannot continue. We're shrinking the amount of deficit that we have, but we also have completely used up all of our one-time funds, she said. This is the end of the road. In a memo to the board, Hall and Supervisors Chair Kevin Goss issued a clear warning. Without action to boost the revenue stream, the county will be challenged to maintain essential public services, competitive wages and benefits, and to ensure adequate staffing levels, it stated. Hall and Goss proposed placing a measure on the June 2026 ballot asking voters to approve a 1% tax on sales made in Plumas County. Hall estimated that the tax would generate $3 million annually. A two-thirds majority is required to pass the measure. Unlike the county's current 9% transient occupancy tax, a sales tax is broad-based and not levied on one segment of the economy, Hall said. Roughly half the revenue would be contributed by county residents and half by visitors and through travelers, according to the memo. Plumas County's current sales tax rate is the statewide base rate, 7.25%. It's among the lowest in the region, Hall said. Sales tax in Butte County is 8.25%, and in Chico it's 9.25%. I think it's the most even and fair way to make a big difference, Supervisor Hall said. Winning public approval for the ballot measure could be challenging. In 2024, Plumas County proposed two separate ballot measures aimed at increasing revenues for public safety. Like the sales tax measure, both require a two-thirds majority to pass. Neither garnered even a simple majority of yes votes. Among the public concerns at the time was that the supervisors control the revenue generated, said Supervisor Tom McGowan. Quote, "We get to decide where it goes." For it to have any chance of passing, the supervisors would need to be prepared to mount a major public education campaign, he said. It's up to the board to, quote, "assure the voting public that we need it and that it'll be spent wisely," McGowan said. Supervisor Jeff Engel agreed. "I'm 100% behind this," he said. "With a concerted campaign and public comment, I think it would fly, but we do need to sell it." As county officials are working to increase revenues, they also need to work just as hard on saving money, said Nick Collin, Plumas County Facilities Director. The supervisors are expected to review a legal proposal to place the 1% sales tax on the June 2026 ballot when they meet on January 6th. The Beckwourth Peak Fire Protection District recently announced that it has received a grant from the California Office of Traffic Safety to purchase new extrication equipment. First responders use specialized tools such as jaws of life and additional critical extraction equipment to safely rescue crash victims trapped inside a vehicle. We are incredibly grateful for this grant, which will allow us to purchase state-of-the-art rescue tools and provide training to first responders that is critical for the care of people injured in crashes, said Beckwourth Peak Fire Protection District Chief Jack Rosevier. Quote, "These tools will significantly impact our ability to protect and serve our community, allowing us to respond even more effectively in times of crisis," unquote. According to federal data, 42% of people who were killed in car crashes were alive when first responders arrived. New Jaws of Life hydraulic rescue tools will help first responders deliver life-saving measures for victims trapped in vehicles, significantly increasing chances of survival, said Rosevier. Additionally, the grant provides funding to purchase 2 sets of airbags needed for extraction purposes, with one set being a MaxiForce heavy truck kit with a capacity of up to 44.6 tons. Rosevier said these airbags provide various lifting and stabilization operations and are the latest technology for optimum strength, durability, and rapid deployment. Overall, these new tools can improve extraction time by as much as 10 to 15 minutes, said Rosevier. Funding for this equipment was provided by a grant from the California Office of Traffic Safety through the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Quincy area residents were startled by a loud explosion at 5:50 p.m. on Saturday, November 22nd, prompting several to call 911. The incident occurred near the west end of the River Ranch RV Park at 42331 State Route 70 near Feather River College. The sound frightened horses at the FRC equine facilities and was heard as far away as East Quincy, according to residents there. The Quincy Volunteer Fire Department and Plumas County Sheriff's Office responded to the scene and found no evidence of injuries or property damage. Firefighters determined that an individual had been attempting to light a burn pile with a mixture of gasoline and diesel fuel when the gasoline vapors ignited and exploded. Quote, "He was standing right next to it," said Quincy Fire Chief Frank Carey. "It wasn't actually that loud where he was, but it echoed off the mountains, and that's what caused everybody in downtown Quincy to hear the explosion," unquote, Carey told the Plumas Sun in a phone interview. Carey also reported that the individual involved had expressed embarrassment over the incident. According to Carey, the burn site was safe, with a skid steer loader nearby ready to dump soil into the pit in case the fire got out of control. The individual had a CAL FIRE general burn permit of the type required for agricultural burning, and all other aspects of the planned burn were safe and legal. According to PCSO Public Information Officer Chandler Pay, no action was taken by law enforcement regarding the incident. Many agencies discourage or prohibit the use of gasoline and other flammable liquids to ignite burn piles, and they recommend the use of butane or propane torches, drip torches, flares, paper, or kindling instead. Quincy Fire Chief Carey emphasized that prior to burning, all residents should make sure they have the proper burn permit available through the CAL FIRE website and should confirm that the burning is conducted on a permissive burn day. Local burn day information is available on the Northern Sierra Air Quality Management District website or by calling 530-274-7928, or you can just Google Local Burn Day Information Plumas County and you'll find it. And that's it for this edition of KQNY Radio News. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again soon.
This program is a production of KQNY Community Affairs Programming, and it's powered by the Plumas Sun, a group of Plumas County journalists and organizers committed to providing high-quality, objective coverage of local news. The Plumas Sun and KQNY both depend on community support, so please consider helping us out by going to KQNY919.org and PlumasSun.org and making a donation. Thank you for helping to keep local news on the web and on the air.